Hi, my name is Rebecca Cooley and I'm with Laser Option Alternatives. Today I'd like to explain to you a little bit about laser therapy and why I do what I do. Cold low-level laser therapy began over in Europe and in Canada over 30 years ago and has only recently been available in the United States. It's been out in the East and the West Coast and has slowly been working its way to the Midwest. One of the reasons that I do what I do is because back in 2007 I started doing treatments for people out of Madison, Wisconsin, and the results that I experienced with my clients was absolutely phenomenal. I would have clients who would come in and smoke for 70, 80 years, literally, where they started smoking when they were 10 years old, and here they're 80-something, on their deathbed, and they would come in with oxygen tanks and barely be able to even talk without gasping for air. I would do treatments on them. They would come back within a matter of a couple days and not have that oxygen tank anymore. I saw clients who they would come in for a weight loss treatment, and not only would they lose weight, but they would actually gain mental and emotional stability. And so this is where my passion grew, and this is why Laser Option Alternatives even exists. I felt as though the best way that I could serve the public was by tapping into my passion to help people and to creatively customize treatments for each individual person to help them receive the results that they were after. Starting in 2007, I treated over 4,000 people each year, and I did that through 2007 and 2008. And through that process, I was able to reach a success rate of 95 to 98% success rate, which is unheard of in my field. The average success rate for cold low-level laser therapy is about 85%, which is still amazing. The reason that I believe that my success rate has been so much higher is because I have the ability to customize the treatment for each person. I'm also very intuitive, and so I customize the guidance to that particular person. My greatest reward for doing these laser treatments, it's not the financial aspect of it, unlike most people might think. The greatest reward is actually seeing you receive your success. And that's what fuels me, that's what pushes me. When you come in for a laser treatment, depending on the actual treatment is going to depend on the actual session and how it actually goes through. But one thing that you can definitely expect is that you're not going to experience any pain because it's a non-invasive treatment. Another thing that you will experience is just feeling simply relaxed. You get that one-on-one treatment. You get that one-on-one treatment, and you know that the person who's sitting in front of you genuinely cares about you reaching your goals. And that's part of what makes Laser Option Alternatives so different from some of these other treatment centers that are out there, is I'm not afraid to admit if I don't know something, and I'm also willing to go find out what it is that you need to know. One of the things that I do with each client is I help them address their belief systems, because it's your belief systems that will inevitably create your success and your failure. By doing this, we're able to peel the metaphorical onion and actually come up with why you continue with behaviors that you actually do not want, and address the issue. When it comes to addictions, addictions are formed for several reasons. One of the reasons is because you don't actually have enough endorphin releases in your brain naturally. And so with repetition of repeating certain behaviors, you actually program different sections of your brain to have an autopilot program for getting that release. And so it creates an obsessive compulsive behavior, and inevitably you feel out of control, and you begin to make statements like I need and I have to have. And I'm sure you know that when you say something to yourself repeatedly, what ends up happening is regardless of whether or not it was the truth for you in the beginning, it turns into your truth. And so when you say phrases like I need and I have to have, you actually, in a nutshell, cripple your mind and your own personal power, because you begin to believe that you actually need this. The difference between a need and a want is a need is air and water, food, shelter, things of that nature. A want is anything else. And so when you are addressing issues like why you actually overeat, or why you smoke when you don't want to smoke, or different depression issues or anxiety, stress, there's always a thought that precedes everything that you experience in life. I remember a quote, and I use this in my daily life, and I even implement this with the treatments, which is, everything begins in the mind, moves to the heart, and then becomes a physical action or a thing. And so you choose to tell yourself what you should believe rather than what you do, because where your mind goes, your body is sure to follow. And so this is the key to producing the results that you actually want. So when you combine this with cold low-level laser therapy and you increase the body's communication, you're actually able to achieve your goals. And this is why I believe that I have such a high success rate with each one of my clients.
Now, please welcome Rebecca Cooley.